This is my ransom for purity. You were taken by curiosity. See, growing up, I was told to keep my virginity for what some say would seem like an eternity. That true love waits till that day we say I do. So I waited. But during my wait, they failed to warn me about everything else in between. I was told to keep my legs closed, but what about the things that would leave me open and exposed? Through my fear of pain, I abstained. And not wanting to have a baby nor lose my mind over a guy and end up crazy. And they say once you pop, you can't stop. So then my fear of addiction became my conviction. Yet still more and more I would hear of others losing you. They said they found the right one, so they wouldn't be misusing you. Somehow, I still kept you. But along the way, things became blurred. Ill-equipped, my vision was obscured. See, sex toys never tickled my fancy. But late night flipping through the channels, the remote became my controller on my new PlayStation. Alone, sinful desires flipped the switch on. Glued and subdued, no more room for intervention, for it had my attention. Only a few more minutes and then I'll stop to my knees, I'll drop and ask for forgiveness. Trade off. But what arose inside of me I could not see, opening the door to something that was bigger than me. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. See, the reality is, it went against all my morals, failing to realize this was just the beginning of my quarrels. Because they say watching porn is only what guys do. But this is my confession, this virgin struggled with it too. Because even when the TV was off, it was a motion picture in my mind. I thought I could learn some tricks from these flicks, but they were only sex objects trying to create a fantasy. Well, I said sex toys never tickle my fancy, but now I became the sex toy. Testing out the things I saw, it started with the loosening of my bra. I began to share all my secrets. Victoria's. Sexual immorality, Victoria's. And I couldn't detect what I began to project, leaving the door wide open, it crept into my relationship. So what once was gross, I became engrossed with. And even though I didn't agree morally, I began to sin. Orally. My flesh craved what I fed it the most. Compromise. It started with an appetizer of desire and a side of passionate lust. Compromise after compromise, it would have eventually led to the main course. Sexual intercourse, that is. But just the tiptoe, walk that line. I convinced myself that I could technically still be a virgin as long as he didn't go all the way. But it was clear I was blinded. Why I couldn't stop, pause, or rewind it. To my sexual immorality, I was binded. My desire and lust conceived a baby named sin. Compromise after compromise, a piece of me was dying within. You see, sinful grown eventually brings forth death. And when I die, you die. We tie together. Yet still, I thought I knew the boundaries in dating. But did I really think he wouldn't trespass when I didn't set any? No, I had given him an all-access pass. Boundaries ceased to exist. He said I was his angel, so I couldn't resist. Remember those walls I built? Well, baby, they're tumbling down. They didn't even put up a fight. They didn't even make a sound. Hey, low. Hey, I probably should have kept those walls up because he didn't even ask my father's permission for my hand, let alone my body. Lo, I am with you always. So that means he was with me every time I felt alone. No, I ignored the tug at my heart. Silencing the only one that could deliver me from my sin, I chose to do it my way. My own sinful desires led me astray. And I wondered why my mind was so scrambled, expecting it to be sunny side up when I knew we were unequally yoked. Having the audacity to ask him to bless my mess? What a joke. We are to flee temptation, but instead I ran to it. I violated the sacredness of my body and continued to do it. What makes me think I can live and do however I please with what he paid such a high price for? I chose to seek earthly love when everlasting love was waiting. So Father, please forgive me for allowing this present to be unwrapped before being blessed in your presence. I cannot do this on my own. I need you. This body you created for God-given and God-modeled love, for becoming one with one. So please forgive me for every time I allowed every could-be my husband to touch and see what you deem precious. No, I would no longer discount my goods when I am sold out for you. So I stand here, At the altar, unashamed to say I'm still a virgin, exposing my sexual sin in the light so the devil will not have foothold. Sin does not die, but I fight to die to sin daily. But even in this unveiling, I want to stay under your cover and live a life pleasing in your sight. Because you're worth it, I will wait. I am forever yours and you are forever mine to honor. You gave your life a ransom for mine, and this is my vow to purity.